welcome back. You're watching the Freaky Friday edition. It was almost a Frankie Friday, so I almost didn't make it here for the show today. It would have been Frank, and with Frank would have been Jonathan Bell, employment attorney and workplace expert, and the owner of Bell Law Group. John, thanks for joining us again. And so the big news on the Twitter sphere is the Miss Monopoly game from Hasbro that I'm sure you know about it.
Of course.
The woman starts with $1,900, the man starts with $1,500, and every time the woman passes go, she gets $240, the man gets $200. Would any self-respecting woman go buy this game?
Well, I think, unfortunately, the game misses the mark. You can't teach discrimination with discrimination. So just by those instructions alone, I think that this game truly fails. There is a good idea about it, which is the women businesses, the innovators. You could invest in those types of companies. You learn the different companies that the women invented. That's a good part. But to say that the men start out with less than the women, that's really not a good concept. Could you imagine if it was the reverse?
No, I can't imagine that at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
the other
they'd
problem
be drawn and quartered.
The other problem with this game is, the Monopoly guy, what's his name? Pennypacker? Money Pen? What is his name? I don't know.
Mr. Penny.
I don't think that's it, but it's something like that.
Mr. Pennybags.
It's something like that. So he looks like a very serious, accomplished business guy, whereas the girl that's representing the mascot from Ms. Monopoly, she looks like she's, a beauty school dropout. I think it sends the message that if that's the image, that women can't succeed in business, whether it's monopolistic or not.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm a big believer in the Equal Pay Act. We've taken cases involving the Equal Pay Act, but that's what it is. It's equal pay, not taking a protected class and saying, well, they deserve more just because they're a member of the protected class. So that really sends the wrong message.
This is like reparations for women. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's
we've
not.
been discriminated
After
against
the game's
for so
over,
long.
you're still living it with the same subpar working conditions that you are now.
I'm with you.
It's also not teaching the women or the girls that are playing the game. It's not teaching them correctly on what they really want and what they need. Women who really are serious about it, they do want equal pay. That's where it begins and that's where it ends. They don't believe they should be put on a pedestal just because they're a woman.
So
that's
Monopoly is the one
works.
place where you could start off on a level playing field with equal pay, right? That's an easy one. But hang on. The one thing I'm wondering, the ambiguous part is Ms. Monopoly, Mr. Pennybags, girlfriend? Is his younger trophy wife, or Ms. Monopoly, or is she his daughter or niece? Or do we have anything on that yet?
I will research that one.
I think it is a niece from what I read.
So it's not like a trophy wife or something like that.
I think that would be pretty.
Mr.
It's already in bad taste. That might be worse.
Yeah, I'm saying. Who knows where we're going with this thing?
That's true. I think it's supposed to be a niece, but either way, it's sending the wrong message. Period. And that comes from a pretty liberal discrimination lawyer.
So you're pretty liberal.
Pretty liberal when it comes to these types of social views. I mean, if you have to be described as liberal to believe in equal pay for equal work,
Well, let me just say this to you as an attorney. Just the thought of this game coming out and its effects on society and where we are, I feel I've been injured. I feel I've been hurt. Can we sue Hasbro, maybe?
Call me, maybe.
So, John, you've got to tell us what's happening at Google with these employees claiming that they were retaliated against for reporting harassment. What exactly are these employees claiming?
So in these types of discrimination, whether it be sexual harassment or anything else, there are anti-retaliation statutes. So basically, it's very courageous to come forward and make a complaint about sexual harassment or discrimination. So the way that the law is written is it protects you. It says if you're brave enough to make this complaint, the company cannot retaliate against you for making the complaint. Apparently, there's a lot of people coming forward and saying, hey, I made a complaint and Google's now retaliating against me by demotions, taking away very good job duties and responsibilities, and other types or forms of harassment.
Can I give you from not very liberal workplace guy to a more liberal workplace guy? When someone makes a complaint and you're not supposed to retaliate against them, good managers, what they do is they say, oh, okay, we're not retaliating against you, but what we're going to do here is I'm going to have one of my good people start writing down exactly what time you come in every day and exactly what time you leave every day and how many of your tasks were completed in a day and they start to keep a memo in HR so that when they do decide that you've not met the quality standards they've expected as an employee, they have a backup case to say, no, it wasn't because they complained. It was because of all these days they were late and they took off. So you might want to tell some of your clients if they are making a complaint.
And John, that is the worst advice that you could possibly give. The worst advice. And the reason is, if somebody came to me and said, well, I made a complaint, and all of a sudden they're keeping track of the time I
No, we don't tell the employee. Right, I'm just telling you start creating a log.
If they're terminated for that log, we're going to be entitled to it. And we can compare the way they were treated before
right.
to the way they're treated now. And then we could go to their coworkers and find out if they had the same log created for them. Because you have to prove these cases through circumstantial evidence.
We're always trying to teach our audience in these segments.
Sure.
We have a lot of entrepreneurs out there.
Yes.
And this is a fine opportunity as well to not just get rid of this person for the reason that they may or may not have made some complaint, but you could purge some other dead weight out there who have matching attendance symbols. So then it's not like one person. You say, oh no, here's all 80 of the logs for all our employees, and we got rid of these 6 people, and she just happened to be one of them.
You might not want to get rid of those 6 people. They might have other positive attributes.
No,
But really,
I understand.
I'll tell you what a good manager really does do, and in accordance with the law. They do an investigation. How about that?
That's right.
Do an investigation and find out, hey, was this person really discriminated against? Were they really retaliated against? And if they were, you fire the person who did that. That's what a good manager would do.
It's going to be interesting to see how Google handles this.
Yeah,
that's for
very
sure.
soon we're going to start doing like liquid lunch after hours. And we're going to get Jonathan Bell down there. And then we're going to give you a whole nother tutorial on what happens with internal investigations.
This is being recorded. You know.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying, I don't have any employees now. I have a couple, and they've all watched the tapes and signed waivers, given away their life, and non-confidentiality and all that good stuff.
Terrific.
Now,
I like you too much at the Post. You don't worry about it.
When we want to have experts in all things, we bring down the guys who know where the rubber meets the road. Jonathan Bell is one of them. Good sport, too, and great television. I hope you learned something there. Be smart when you hire people and keep tabs on all of them from the beginning so it doesn't look like outlying behavior when you start. Take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.